everybody, I'm Cinnamon Cooney, your Art Sherpa, and today I want to show you another amazing and easy, fun watercolor project that you can do as a brand new beginning artist. It's some really fun tools, a really great design. The whole thing is that you get to create this for yourself and hang it on your wall. Get your materials, come back, and meet me in the studio right now. I'm going to show you how we can paint these lovely, lovely lilac lavender flowers. So I have here a block of watercolor paper. That means it's all glued together. The sheets aren't individual. It's 140 pound, or sometimes called 300 gram. The weight of the paper is super important, and the fact that it's fixed down is important. If you have loose sheet paper, definitely tape it down. I have assorted watercolor brushes, pencil, some Q-tips, and the following colors: burnt sienna, bamboo green, permanent violet, ultramarine, marine blue, quinacridone magenta, permanent yellow deep, and lamp black. But listen, use the colors that you have. Just play along with me. Don't take it too seriously at this point. There's a lot of ways to get this done. I'm going to start out with a little wee mop brush, and I'm going to do something kind of fun here. I'm going to come along my loosely sketched little vase, and I'm going to make some wet shapes for my lavender, for the lilacs. Now here's the deal about these. They're spike flowers, which means they're kind of got big butts at the back end, and they get slender at the tip at the front. So all I'm going to do is make those little cone shapes in the water. I'm going to do just 2 of them right now. I'm going to paint a few out with my little Q-tips, and then I'll do the other 2. That way I'm not worried about keeping my paper wet across so much area. All right. So here I have a little bunch of Q-tips. There's about 5 of them. They're rubber banded together. Not really Q-tips, they're cotton buds or earbuds. These particular ones are the kind you see in makeup. I'm going to start out, I think, with a little bit of my blue and my violet together. I'm going to get them all wet so that when I put my Q-tips, I'm going to go in the water a little bit, and I'm going to tap in like this to get my color. And then I'm just going to tap out on my paper like this. Isn't that kind of fun? Get the little color all on your Q-tips, and then just tap it out into your wet watercolor paper. And they're going to continue to soften and soften and soften. And you can always go get more pigment with just a little bit of water, and you make it really, 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 really wet. I like to get a little more purple on there. And look, you just get to soak it all up right into your Q-tips and put it out here. Earbuds, cotton buds, whatever it is. Isn't that fun? Now let's go right here and make another one. Fun to make them. This is just a way to remind us that art is enjoyable, and you don't have to take it too seriously to really have fun with it. You know, not that it's not okay to take your art seriously. Of course it is. Like when I come out here to this outer area and they make the little dots on the dry, I can come and make little individual dots. Let's go ahead and do 2 more little spikes. I'll get this little fellow wet over here, and it's okay that that purple is pulling in because we're going to just keep pulling that out. And I'm going to come right here and make a nice little purple spike. And the nice thing about this kind of little purple spike where you're seeing a little pigment in my water is that it's going to help you see the shapes that I'm putting out. You can see me tapping in my little lilacs. See, this is softening that, right? I'm going to come right here and make that tip a little bit further out. Let's go ahead and get some more purple for this one. I think that's kind of fun. I'm going to make a little purple. Now I can always add some sort of random little dots here that could be other little flowers. You can get into your quinacridone. Look, I just swirl around and get in. I can make these, and where the dots go over someplace dry, they have nice little heart shapes, and where I take them over someplace that's wet, they soften out. I think that's kind of a neat trick of watercolor. Sometimes we think we have to have such special tools to make beautiful art. Really what we need to have is just a special little imagination and some fun. That's already looking pretty good. And what's fun about this is, like, say if you get too much water, look, you come back and you flip this over, and it's so easy to change it up and make it wonderful that way. So you're never, ever, 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 I just got some ultramarine stuck, right? This is all really fun. Now, as this is drying, I can do some really cool stuff. One of the things that I'm going to want to do is sort of maybe paint the ground. And I'm going to get my 3/4 oval. I'm going to get it in water. I'm going to grab a little bit of my black paint. And I'm going to come under my wonderful potted flower and sort of just pull out a little shadow. How we're doing? Lots of water. Making this little table that it's on. You know, lots of water. Look, I just go this out. This is what's crazy. Watercolor is so different than acrylic because you can be so loose and relaxed with everything, can't you? Now I'm going to get a little of my marine color here and come right underneath while this is all still wet. You'll be so surprised at how pretty this is when it's all done. And just make a little kind of reflection shadow. And you'll see that because it's wet into wet, it just does a lot of that softening that can be so hard for us to get. Now I'm going to rinse out my brush real well. And I'm going to come in for the part where I have water in my glass, right? I'm going to get it all wet. And I'm going to go ahead and get a little of my marine color and a little of my ultramarine blue. And look, I'm going to let it just be very loose in here. Look at that. Just filling that all up. Now I can pick some up if I get too much water out. What you can do, you can come back. I squeeze the water out of my brush. And look at me soften this right here. Isn't that really fun? Just soften that like right there. Now, whenever I do anything with purple, it's always fun to play with its contrast. That means the opposite end of the color wheel. I'm going to get real clean water. I'm going to come around my little spikes, all in the background. Putting out a little bit of water. Careful not to get the spikes wet because the paint, watercolor paint, only goes where the water is. That lets me do some really specific stuff, going from, something that's dry to something that's wet. And I'm going to get a little of my yellow color. I'm going to paint my room a nice yellow background. Look how loose and kind of whimsical I'm being, even if I'm taking this in there. And then you can see I can play the wet areas where it's super soft against these dry areas that I'm painting in, and I'm just painting carefully around my spikes. If I go into them, what they'll do is they'll soften into the yellow paint. Watercolor is a bit magical in this way, the way glazes lift and you can pull the color back up. You can see that my paper is wanting to buckle because it's wet. And what's going to prevent that and stretch it is the fact that this block is glued down. And so as it, right here, and these will all soften into the yellow in this really amazing way. You'll be like, oh, that's so pretty. I know, it's yellow. And let's put some yellow a little bit into our water while we're here. And just take this out into the wall, right? Just fun stuff. Being playful, filling it in, being loose. All right, rinse, rinse, rinse. Now, another thing I can do is I can come with just the tiniest bit of yellow into the glass. And now we're starting to talk about reflection and all those things. That's pretty wonderful. Here we go. While I've got all this going, I can come and get these wet. And let's drop a little bit of these petals like you would have, the little flowers, under that. And I'll go ahead and put out a little stronger Q-tip dot. Isn't that crazy how that does? All here at the back. Sometimes they could be more magenta. Sometimes they could be more purple. They just get right in the purple. And you can just make these hard edges that are happening versus the soft. And just playing those. Went and got some blue there, hards and soft. Making little spikes. Letting them be. And sometimes when I'm trying to tip it out like that, I just go right on one little Q-tip and go tap, 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 tap to make sure that my shape feels kind of like a wonderful little flower. That's looking pretty terrific. I'll put this to the side. I'm going to get my number 8. I'm going to go ahead and load up with a bunch of my brown and a little bit of my black. And I'm going to come in my glass, press in a little bit, and then I'm going to lighten. Okay. Take that down there. Let's put a little stem here. Just on the tip. Deep, hard, and then you can just lighten up that pressure as you're painting. There we go, right into that. This little fellow probably ought to have a little stem. So there we go. Now we have a little bit of stems. That's pretty fun. Let's get some of our bamboo green. And let's make sure we have some yellow, but I don't want to mix it too much. And I'm going to press out and pull in just a few little leaves. Some more yellow, but we don't want to mix too much. Yeah, just press that out and then just curve that. That's making these little wonderful leaves, giving me even a few colors in them. I'm going to dip in water. I'm going to come over and get some more yellow that I haven't rinsed. Yeah, maybe there's some there. I think I'll put some here. I might curve that. You can see me taking the toe of my brush and letting that curve. Look at that. But how do I get all of this to seem like it's behind glass? So one of the things that I can do is I'm going to get my black, and I like my marine together, and I'm going to come under my glass on the tip of this brush. I'm going to just barely loosely sketch a bit of a line. Where that line is, it says if these leaves went behind the glass or in front of the glass. And the other place that I can make this is if I come right here to the top of my water, and I can even darken that. Darken this just to say that there's a reflection. See how I'm very lightly dry brushing? All it takes. Such fun stuff. A little bit down here. And you can see my paint's getting lighter, and I'm really taking advantage of that. Right? Get a little of our marine blue. Make sure that some of this is maybe a little darker. A little more blue. Even right here. Come in and get a little abstracted about that. I'm going to come underneath this vase really strong. Now it's dry. I'm wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I'm pulling it out. I might get a little of that black. Show that that's happening right there. I'm just saying, oh, there's gravity. Maybe come along the back wall with a dry brush. Look at that. Just playful. I'm going to load up with a little of my purple. I'll go ahead and take one side of each of these flowers. Look at that. Just maybe talk a little bit about them being a little bit darker. Let's come here and look at that. Isn't it amazing how that starts to shape that little shape right there? I'm going to come right here. Just playful, just loose, just light. Some of it, not all of it. Look, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And come here. Let's get some more purple. There, yeah. That. Getting little edges, talking about things a bit. You know, one interesting color you might not expect is if you take your marine and your quinacridone, you'll get a very dark violet. That can help you build that hard edge around the edge of these little flowers that you might want. Now I'm on the toe with my marine blue. Just let me talk somewhat about that. I have these little lilacs there in my vase, being beautiful, being playful. Now I'm going to just make some little wiggly little lines right here. Rinse out really well. One thing I'm going to want to definitely do is I'm going to want to get a little of my bamboo green and a lot of my yellow and some water. And I'm going to want to just make sure that I make it seem like there's a few leaves also around here. I think that's always fun. A little last touch with the lamp black where I'm going to come with a darker colored dry brush. Can you see how we're doing that? Here. Just trying to make our glass be reflective. And when we're at a place where we're happy with it, I'm going to grab my quinacridone, come to the side and just give this a little signature. There's a lot of ways that you can paint, and you should never feel limited. This journey isn't about being perfect or, getting the most likes somewhere. This is about you taking a little time and saying, my imagination and my creative process is important. The things inside of me are just as meaningful as the things that are outside of me. I cannot wait to see your lilac version. I want you to be good to yourself, and I want you to be good to others. And I can't wait to see you inside this studio really soon. Bye-bye.